So there I was, standing at the edge of my own field, watching Lisa's Dula 220,000 wedding tint sway in the wind like some grand palace awning. Music blasted, guests in high heels trampled my soybean sprouts, and her caterer had the nerve to ask if I could move my tractor because it was ruining the YB. That's when I calmly flipped the switch, the manure spreaders roared to life, and chaos ensued. Smash to intro screen. How did it come to this? Let's rewind 3 months, back when I still thought people, however self-absorbed or scooter-dependent, might at least ask before siphoning power from my house. I'd just settled into my little suburban paradise, a corner lot, nice backyard, decent neighbors, and one outdoor outlet near the walkway I used for Christmas lights and charging my e-bike. Nothing fancy. I'm not exactly Mr. Social. I wave at neighbors, shovel my sidewalk, even put up with the HOA's 6-page manifesto on mailbox colors and trash can placement. That is, until Lisa rolled into my life on 4 squeaky wheels and a battery juiced up at my expense. It started small. The first time I saw her scooter parked by my hedge, cord snaking from my outlet into the bushes, I didn't think much of it. Maybe a kid's parent needed a quick charge and forgot to unplug. It's a neighborhood, right? I unplugged it, coiled the cord, and moved on. Next day, same scooter, same plug. This time I waited. About an hour later, Lisa trundled around the corner, clutching a tote bag and a tiny dog that looked like it ran on watch batteries. She unplugged her scooter like it was no big deal and started rolling off. So I called out, casual as could be, "Hey, just wondering, did you ask anyone before plugging in?" She stopped, stared at me like I'd accused her of kidnapping, and chirped, "I didn't think I had to. It's just a little power. That outlet's by the sidewalk, technically it's public-facing." I blinked. I'd read the HOA rules front to back twice. Nowhere did it say my outlet was public-facing. It's my wall, my wiring, my bill. But Lisa shrugged, flashed a fake smile, and rolled away. That should have been it. Except it wasn't. It kept happening every day, like clockwork. Sometimes twice a day. I'd catch her plugging in while I was home, and she'd wave like we were buddies splitting utilities. My electric bill crept up. My breaker tripped twice. I messaged the HOA. Their reply? If the outlet isn't marked private or secured, it might be seen as accessible. No warning for Lisa, no fine, just a hint to lock it if it bugged me. That's when I knew I was on my own. I started documenting everything: dates, times, photos. I installed a motion-activated camera aimed at the outlet. My introverted side hated it, but the part of me that despises freeloaders was wide awake, building a petty Eve-wide Danke folder. I wasn't ready to strike back, yet not until the sprinkler fiasco. See, I had my sprinklers on a timer light, mist in the morning, quick burst at night to keep the lawn alive. One morning, I stepped outside to find my hedge hacked up, grass rutted, and a sprinkler had snapped off. Lisa's scooter? Mud-streaked, with a leaf jammed in the wheel. When I confronted her, she brushed it off. "Oh, I thought it was dead grass. It didn't look useful. That head's been sticking up pretty dangerous, you know?" My eye twitched. She smiled that I always win smile and rolled off. She wasn't just stealing power now, she was trashing my yard and daring me to care. That night, I called my buddy Jake, a licensed electrician and my go-to for fixes that don't end in a hardware store meltdown. I explained the situation, half expecting him to say, "Just get a lockbox." But Jake got this sly grin in his voice. "You want legal, or you want poetic?" I asked if I could have both. Turns out, I could. That Saturday, we rerouted the outdoor circuit through a separate breaker 100 fan tram legal, all on my property. Jake added a smart plug with usage tracking, a kill switch, and a sneaky tweak. Whenever Lisa plugged in, it'd spike her circuit if the load got too high. My house stayed fine, hers. Lights out. Novy Cybele tampering, your genius. The first time she plugged in after the tweak, I watched from inside, coffee in hand, via the outlet cam's live feed. Scooter rolled up, plug went in 10 seconds later, click. My system hummed faintly. 30 seconds after that, her house across the street blinked off like someone hit reset. Porch light, gone. Inside lights, out. I could see her flailing like she was swatting ghosts. Then came the meltdown. Lisa stormed out, power flickering, marched to my outlet, and glared at it like it had insulted her dog. She unplugged, replugged, stomped, muttered, then rolled back inside. 5 minutes later, power on. 10 minutes later, she tried again, click, blackout. And because this is Lisa, She called the cops, claiming I'd weaponized my electricity against a disabled senior with mobility needs. The officer who showed up looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. I handed over the footage, logs, HOA emails, and Jake's compliance certificate. Lisa argued her scooter was disability protected and could plug in anywhere. The cop raised an eyebrow. "Ma'am, do you have permission to use that outlet?" She blinked, then said the magic words. "Well, it's not like he said I couldn't." He nodded slowly. "So, no permission." That unlocked everything. Now I had grounds for trespassing and theft of service claims. Since the HOA had shrugged it off, I decided to skip them and go straight to the board president, who just returned from leave and rumor had it. She despised Lisa with a fury usually reserved for root canals and audits. Oh, and Lisa had a big event that weekend: tents, music, the works. That's when the fun really kicked off. Watching her power cut out the instant she plugged in was pure satisfaction or confusion, her lights blinking off like her ego unplugged. But that was just the warm-up. When Lisa got embarrassed, she didn't back down, she doubled down. The next morning, she knocked on my door, all fake smiles and sunglasses perched like she was about to scold a barista. "Hi there," she cooed. "I just wanted to ask if something's wrong with your outlet. My scooter keeps shorting out." I grinned. "Oh yeah, could be. Had some work done recently, might be more sensitive now." Her jaw twitched. "It worked fine before." "Did it?" I mused. "Funny, my power bills didn't think so." She adjusted her shades. "I'll bring it up with the HOA." "Please do," I said. "I've got documentation ready." And I did logs, footage, Jake's usage data showing her drain spikes. She followed through, sort of. The HOA sent a vague discussion meeting notice about accessibility concerns. Lisa tried spinning it like I was targeting her community resource, aka my private outlet. But she didn't know the real president, Margaret, was back. Margaret didn't mess around. At the meeting, Lisa rolled out her sob story: mobility woes, limited outlets, how I was persecuting her with my hostile plug. She even had a chiropractor note claiming power cuts hurt her spine. I stayed calm, handed Margaret a thumb drive with all my proof, and said, "This isn't about mobility, it's about boundaries." She's used my power without permission for 2 months, trashed my sprinklers, and faced the consequences. Margaret watched the footage, nodded, and cut Lisa off mid-rant. "You never had permission." Meeting over. Lisa stormed out, muttering about discrimination. I thought that might end it. Nope. Lisa went bigger. One day, I came home to a giant tent on the back edge of my soybean field, her niece's rustic chic wedding. No permission, just stakes in my soil and chairs dragged through my crops. The caterer asked me to move my tractor because it clashed. I smiled, nodded, and headed to the shed. If Lisa thought tripping her power was bad, she hadn't met my John Deere with dual manure spreaders. Next morning, as the quartet tuned up, I flipped the switch. Manure sprayed the field's edges. Lisa charged over in sequence, screaming about permits and sanitation. I pointed to the property line. "That's mine." "The crap covered half?" "Also mine." Tent down by sundown, wedding relocated. She tried a harassment claim. Margaret shut it down. "You trespassed, Lisa. You're lucky you didn't press charges." You'd think she'd learn. Nope. She spread rumors I sabotaged her, put up a pink property of Lisa signed by my outlet, then tried plugging in again late one night. I watched the feed plug in, hum, spike, blackout. This time, her power didn't return. Her garage breaker fried, Leah-vying her front house dark. Next morning, a loud pop and smoke confirmed Ither janky setup had finally collapsed. The HOA chat blew up. Lisa posted a rant about electrical warfare, claiming I targeted her disability. Margaret called an emergency meeting. Lisa showed up with a binder, neck brace, and a limp I'd never seen. She accused me of everything: manure traps, power conspiracies. I handed over my EVY dense clips, logs, Jake's report. Margaret laid it out. Restitution to me and 2 others she'd leached from, banned from external outlets, off the board for good. A new bylaw passed: lock your outlets or face trespassing charges. Lisa deflated, wheeling away manually, neck brace off by her driveway. Then she went to clear a TikTok claiming I'd fried her medical equipment in an ableist plot. It got traction. A local news bit ran it. She NVY'd had a YouTuber with a drone for a follow-up. I posted my power bill proof she stole daily. It spread enough to kill her momentum. She filed a city complaint unlicensed traps. An inspector came, saw my permits, and laughed it off. She got a warning for false claims. Her VY Deo fizzled, scooter vanished, and she faded into the night. Did I grow wiser? Nah. I learned some folks take every inch and demand a mile. Peace in suburbia sometimes needs a Fi cameras, logs, and a smart plug beat 1,000 words. Most of all, standing firm can just mean flipping a switch and letting consequences roll. Weeks later, at a cookout, neighbors bonded over Lisa's stories, her Christmas-like complaints, her bird feeder grudge. Her house stayed dark, quiet. My porch light glowed steady. Now I lock my outlet and keep the receipt.